Hey guys, I'm Bron. I'm a level 2 recreational running coach and I'm here today to talk all about running. A couple of things that I really love about running is that it's for everyone and there are no rules. You make up the rules. So you can run short, you can run long, you can stop for a walk in between, you can finish at a cafe, have a coffee and breakfast afterwards. You can go wherever you like. You can run along a beach, on a path, on a trail, as slow or as fast as you like. One of the really important things to know is that walking is not failure. Even the elites do it. So a session that you can think about doing, rather than just going out for a run at the same pace on your same normal route, is that you can add in little walk breaks, going maybe a little bit faster and then a little bit slower, changing up the variety. This also helps with running efficiency and running economy. So with those run walks, it's actually a session. It's called fartlek, which is speed play. So you might do 2 minutes run, 1 minute walk. You might do 1 minute run, 3 minute walk. It doesn't really matter, whatever you're comfortable with. And make sure that you're not comparing yourself to others, because everyone advances and everyone adapts at different rates. So you just got to make sure that you're having fun, you're going your own pace and you're enjoying yourself. That's really the main thing. Another really great thing to do is something called a progression run. So you might think it like being in a car where a car has gears. You might start off in gear 1 and then think about, after maybe 5 or 10 minutes, moving into gear 2. So you're just increasing your speed and your effort level just slightly, to then after maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, moving up into gear 3, maybe even into gear 4, maybe into 5 or 6. So thinking about from when we first start, about building into the pace really nice and easy, and just going on how you feel. You should, throughout a run, start to feel a little bit better, a little bit more warmed up into it, and maybe you can go that little bit faster. But if not, that's completely fine. Just depending on how you're feeling, maybe you don't. Maybe you stay in gears 1 or 2. It's all up to you. So before we go out for a run, it's really important that we warm up, especially if we're jumping straight out of bed quickly before the kids wake up, that we get up and we do a little bit of a warm-up. Now, warm-ups don't have to be too complicated. They can be quite simple. All we want to mainly think about doing is going through the range of motion of our joints and potentially getting a little bit of activation in our muscles as well. Now, getting our muscles activated, this will really help mitigate against injury. So a couple of basic things to work your body through a range of motion is leg swings and arm swings. So basically, you can use a pole, you can use a partner, or you can just do it without anything, as long as you've got enough balance. So we want to swing our leg back and forth and up and down through horizontal and vertical. And we want to swing our arms side to side and up and down, and whichever way we feel we need. If we're running after work and it's been a long day in the office, maybe you've been sitting at a desk all day, you'll probably find that your shoulders and your upper back are really quite tight. And even though you might not realizing it, the upper body and the arms are really important for running. So we need to make sure that we're all really nice and loose before we head out. So after moving through the range of motion in our hips, legs and our arms and upper body, we want to get a little bit of activation going. So not too much, we don't want to fatigue ourselves. It's not a gym session, but doing maybe 3 or 4 little mini squats just to fire up the glutes and the hamstrings. That's what's going to really help to sort of get our body and our minds ready to run. So we don't necessarily have to go all the way down into a full squat, maybe just about 3/4, and really nice and slow. We might pause at the bottom. Then as we're pausing at the bottom, we might fling back up quite powerfully to get a really nice flick and activation in those glutes and the hamstrings. We might also do what I like to call is a lunge matrix. So this is where we lunge backwards maybe 3 or 4 times, we lunge to the side 3 or 4 times, and then we lunge forward 3 or 4 times. So here we want to really make sure we're focusing on these 90-degree angles between our knees and our ankles and our hips. So to help prevent injury, we want to think about using our muscles while we run, rather than running with our joints. The main muscles in running are our glutes and our hamstrings. So this is what we really want to focus on when we're doing our range of motion warming up and our activations, so that when we're out there running, we don't even have to think about using our glutes, we just automatically do. Now, to add on to those range of motion and activation sort of warm-up activities, what we can also do is adding in some running drills. These running drills are going to help with our running economy and our running efficiency. Bit of fancy word, but it's going to also still help to prevent injury, and they're also a bit of fun too. So when was the last time you went for a skip? Skipping is actually one of the greatest drills that runners can do to get them ready to run, and it's a lot of fun. So the first skipping drill that we're going to do is just a skip. Just take yourself back to however you felt when you were 5 years old without a care in the world, and just go for a skip. Nice, cruisy, flowy skip. We're going to do what we call an A skip. So when we do the A skip, I want you to get your knee up really nice and high, and while your other leg is straight on the ground, and that's where I'm going to want you to really squeeze your glute and your hamstring together, and we're really getting some good activation between your glute and your hamstring. So I want you to think about really squeezing those together to really get them activated. So we've got the A skip. Now we move on to the B skip. So with the B skip, I want you to get one knee up really nice and high, and then we're going to kick out. And then when we kick out and our leg goes back onto the ground, that's when I want you to really get that nice squeeze between your glute and your hamstring. These are all about the glutes and the hamstrings, these exercises, because the glute and the hamstrings, they're what gets us running over the ground rather than up and down. So we've done the A skip and the B skip. What's next? The C skip. So with the C skip, you might have actually already done this before, but it's a combination of high knees and of bum kicks. So I want you to try to think about getting your knees up really nice and high, but also your feet, trying to get them up to touch your bum. If you can't get them all the way there, that's completely fine. Just move through whatever range of motion that your body is ready for at the time. So another few really nice drills that we can do is one called the sweep. So just every third step, I want you to, while we're walking, just sweep the ground really nice and easy. Now, depending on how your body's feeling on a particular day, maybe you get all the way to the ground, maybe you only get to your knee. That's absolutely fine. But every time we take our third step, that's when I want you to really do a nice sweep of the ground. Another really nice walking drill that I really like to do is when we warm up our calves and our feet and every little miniature muscle in our feet. So what I want you to do, I want you to just start going for a walk, and I want you to walk only on your heels, maybe for about 10 to 15 steps. And then after that, I want you to switch and walk only on the outsides of your feet. 10 to 15 steps. Now I want you to just walk on your tippy toes for about 10 to 15 steps. So doing these 3 types of walking styles, it's really going to help to activate and to maybe even stretch a little bit all the different parts of our calves, and we're basically going through the foot landing of our running stride. So another drill you might have already done before as well, it's called the grapevine. Now the grapevine can seem a little bit complicated if you haven't done it before, but basically we want to put one leg in front, one leg behind, one in front, one behind. Make sure our arms are really nice and loose. So another drill that you could do before you head out for your run might be known as the minister for silly walks. So I want you to get your legs nice and straight, and we basically just kick them out as we hop along. So if you're doing these drills, particularly if you're doing them outside in a park, you might feel a little bit silly, but you know what? Who cares? These drills are really going to help you to run, and it's not about how you look, it's about how you feel. So these running drills are really good for when you're going to go out for a run, to do any run, but particularly when you're going to go out to do a little bit faster running. And you might only pick 1 or 2 drills, or you might do a lot more. Sometimes you can go to the park and do nothing but drills. Other times, maybe you'll just do 1 or 2 and then you'll head off for your run. It's completely up to you, however you want to play it. So there's a recreational running boom in Victoria and in Australia right now. There's a lot of people that are getting out and giving it a go. And you know what? If you run 1 kilometre, 5 kilometres, 10 kilometres, it doesn't matter. If you're out there doing it, you're a runner. So now you know the basics about running, what you should think about while you're running, about those activating the glutes and the hamstrings. So now that we know a little bit more about running, let's get out there and let's do it.